Hey, welcome back, Math Gurus. Today's video, we're going to classify rational numbers. It comes directly from TEAC 7.2a. Okay, so I want to take a step back and just correlate this to real life. So I went on vacation. I actually went cave tubing at Cave Ranch River a few years ago. So let's kind of think about a conversation. If someone said, hey, where did you go on vacation? And I say Central America. Yeah, it's true, but there are several countries that consist of Central America. So I'm not being very specific. If they say, well, where exactly in Central America? And I list one of the countries as Belize, that's still true. Belize is inside Central America, but my thing is I want to get more specific. So if the person that I'm speaking to goes, well, where exactly in Belize? And I say, well, Belize City. That's pretty specific, and that's kind of where you were in 6th grade. However, in 7th grade, we add more and we get more specific, which in this case would be Cave Ranch River. So whether I said I went to Belize, Belize City, Cave Ranch River, it doesn't matter. It's still all rational numbers. Okay, when you're looking at it, connecting it to real life. All right, now let's go ahead and how does this look in a math class? So natural numbers, I like to call those Elmo numbers. And those are the numbers that you learn to count with from Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, so forth. Now, we didn't learn to start counting with 0. We started with 1. So those are actually called natural counting numbers. In 6th grade, all you thought of was whole numbers. And whole numbers were 0 and your counting numbers. However, since we're getting more specific, whole numbers of what you thought was a whole number, 5, 10, 15. Well, now that I've introduced natural numbers in 7th grade, that's where it would go, with the exception of a 0. Integers. Well, integers are 0 and your natural counting numbers along with the opposite. However, even though 5 is an integer, 5 is more specific as a natural counting number. So in order to put anything in the integer section, that would be a negative whole number. Rational numbers, those are fractions, decimals, and percent. It doesn't matter if they're positive or negative, but they have to actually be a fraction, decimal, or percent, even after you simplify. So 10 over 2. My favorite mistake is kids go, that's a fraction. I'm going to put it in rational number. Well, you don't put it in a rational number because it simplifies to 5. And since you count with 5, you're actually going to put it in the natural counting numbers. Negative 1/4. Well, that's a fraction. You're not going to simplify that to anything. I don't care that it's negative. It can be negative or positive. That would actually go in the rational numbers. So 5.0 or just 5, we count with 5. So even though in 6th grade that was considered a whole number, but since we added natural counting numbers, it would actually go here. Negative 6 over 4, that simplifies to negative 3/2, and it also can simplify to negative 1.5. It's not going to go into a whole number, a natural counting number, so we're good to go, and it won't be an integer. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the rational numbers section. Negative 3.0 just means negative 3. So that would fall under my integers. And then I said 0 is the only one we would place in whole numbers. And so it's kind of confusing because you're like, well, 5 is a whole number. Yeah, until I added the natural counting numbers. Then it becomes a natural counting numbers, which I call my Elmo numbers. 3 3/10 or 3.3. Well, that qualifies as a rational number because rational numbers, once again, are fractions, decimals, percent. So this is where it would go. I hope this helped. I do want to show you what you're going into for 8th grade. So if you notice, all of these are real numbers. Every rational number, integer, whole number, natural number. They're all real numbers. When you go into 8th grade, you'll have irrational numbers. So if it's not a rational number, then it has to be an irrational. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope it helped.